Hi guys! Tomorrow is finally time for the second live of our Culinary Differences live show, and I'm doing some preparation for the live show. So I have something here that I've made for tomorrow's live show, which will be about gravy. My friend AB will be showing me how to make a proper gravy, and if you want to join us, then I will link the live show for you here so that you can join and save the date. But today I'm doing some preparation for the live show, as well as sharing a great recipe for you for Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving. So today I'm gonna show you how to make turkey broth from scratch with some leftover bones. So you don't need to buy any special bones for this recipe or get any special ingredients for this recipe, but what you can do is to use the bones that you have left over from the turkey, if you've baked a whole turkey or if you've bought a smoked turkey and then you have some bones left over. So that's what you need to make this broth. So rather than just throwing away those bones after you've had the turkey, we don't want to do that, but instead we want to make this delicious broth. So I have my medium pot ready here and I'm adding the turkey bones in. It's only bones with some meat that I couldn't get off. Then I'm also adding in the onions, the garlic, the carrots, the celery, seasoning everything well with salt. Adding in some black peppercorns and also some allspice peppercorns. I like to use them as well, but you can leave them out if you don't have any. Then I'm also adding in the laurel leaves and a little bit of dry thyme. I really like to add dry thyme, but again, this is optional, so you can leave it out. Then I also had some turkey juices left over from when I was cooking the turkey. I only removed the fat and I'm adding that in. If you don't have this, this is not a must. Then cover everything well with cold water, cover with a lid and bring to boil. Once boiling, you want to reduce the temperature to simmer and allow to simmer for 2 hours. After the 2 hours, you want to take a taste test. You want to taste and see whether it has enough flavor, and if yes, then remove it from heat. Now you want to remove everything from the broth. So I prefer to remove the big bits first and then strain the broth through a sieve. After you've strained the broth, you want to leave it aside to cool completely and then store in the fridge or a freezer until you are going to use it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I think it's a really great way to use the bones, not just chuck them away into the bin, but rather make something from them. I never actually thought about this myself, but I did some research when I was looking to make the turkey broth for our live show tomorrow, and I found that you can use some leftover bones even if they have been roasted already. So if they've been cooked already, they're still great for the broth. And what is great is you just take the ingredients. You probably have all of this in your house, so once you get the bones, you just add them in with the rest of the ingredients and you just simmer it. You don't even need to watch it. You just Put the timer up and allow it to simmer, and the broth is ready. I know I'm using turkey for this recipe, so turkey bones, but you could also use chicken bones. So this recipe is very similar actually to my chicken soup recipe, which I shared earlier and which I will link for you here, but it just doesn't have as much liquid, and obviously it doesn't have the ingredients that make it into a soup. But it's pretty similar to the chicken soup because I like to make the broth in a similar way for my chicken soup, but this time we're just making it with the leftover bones and making it into a broth. So if you want, you can also do the same with chicken. As always, over on my website I will be sharing with you some recipes for which you can use the turkey broth, but just some quick ones to mention here are, well, the gravy, which we are going to make tomorrow on the live show, and I hope you are going to join. Then also you can use it for any kind of soups, any kind of stews which require a delicious broth. And also, if you don't want to use up the broth right away, so if you don't need it right away, you can always freeze it in a freezer container and use it later on. If you enjoyed this recipe and if you thought it's a great idea to make your own broth, then don't forget that thumbs up so I know you're enjoying this video. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any new coming recipes. And since we are already on to the Thanksgiving recipes, on Sunday I have a great recipe coming for you on how to use leftover turkey. So you might want to stay tuned for that one as well. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye until next time.